All right, we are live now. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good
Good
afternoon,
morning.
good evening.
Hi
Good
guys.
morning. Hi, guys.
We're going to start in a few minutes. Let's just wait a few more minutes till other people can join us. Make sure you grab your coffee, your water, your notes, your questions, everything. So today, we have a webinar with a special guest who's a premium success case, and he's going to share all details of his successful career in Canada since 2016. He's been living in Vancouver. He got a job through VanHack as a front-end developer. And so that was, again, back in 2016. Now we're 2020. So he has a lot of great stories to share with us. I'm super happy to have you here, Andre. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for the invite. This is actually great. I own Van Hack, a lot of things. Thanks to them. I have everything I think I have now. So, yeah, it's awesome to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting our invite.
You're welcome.
So, all right, let's check if the mic is working well. So I see people are saying hi to us. Hello, everyone. So tell me if you guys can hear us, if you guys can see our screen. Say hello. I always like to hear where you guys from. Awesome, you guys can hear us clear. Amazing. Mic is great. Perfect. So tell me where you guys from. Colombia, Brazil, some Latin American people, Brazil, India, Ukraine.
Ukraine.
That's amazing.
Wow, yeah, Van Hack is way bigger
Russia.
since I joined.
Yeah.
That's super cool, guys. India. Yeah, we have a lot of people from India, from Brazil, from Russia, from Colombia, everywhere. Nigeria. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And so, let me just give a quick introduction about VanHack, in case it's your first time watching us and you don't know what VanHack is. So basically, we help IT professionals, mainly developers, to find a job abroad and relocate. Of course, we're in times of pandemic. We currently have a lot of remote positions, but I recommend you guys to check our job board. At some point, we're gonna post the link on our chat for you to check out our job board to see if there's anything that matches your background, and you can start applying. So basically, to apply for those jobs, you just need to create a profile for free. Fill out all your information, your background, and follow the steps we give you there, and then start applying for jobs today, okay? We also have a educational platform at VanHack that helps you to better prepare for this environment, right? For an interview, if you wanna, practice to get a better performance or to improve your communication in English. And there's a lot of other resources that we offer there that's gonna help you to get better prepared to get your job abroad, okay? Even remotely or to relocate. So yes, we have posted the link. So make sure you check it out. after the webinar. Okay. So today's webinar, it's going to be a little bit more casual. It's going to be a talk. We also have Camila with us here. She's going to be one of our hosts, helping with the questions. And if you at some point join Van Hack Premium, you're going to interact with her a lot. She's our new Premium community leader. And so, yeah, she's going to help you be successful in your preparation. And so, hi, Camila. Thank you for being here.
Thanks a lot. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Please feel free to send me a message anytime if you want to learn more about Van Hack Premium, to learn more about our services and how we can help you get your job abroad. So drop me a message. It's Van Hack Camila at Slack, or you can find me at LinkedIn, social media. I'm there. I'm here for you guys. Okay. Have a great webinar. Enjoy it.
Thank you so much. All right. So perfect. Everything seems to be fine. We can definitely start. And one more thing, guys, please ask questions. Just type everything, all your questions in the chat. We're gonna ask Andre as well. But I have prepared my questions for him. I have a lot of questions. And he has also a slide presentation to show us some exciting things about his life at the end. So we're going to save that to the end. And all right, so perfect. Andrea, now it's all about you.
Okay.
All right, so let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
From your background, share with us a little bit about your professional background, especially back then in 2016 when everything started.
Okay. So my name is Andre Gonçalves de Souza, but you can go short, Andre Souza. It's fine. I'm Brazilian, 33 years old, divorced. I have a bachelor degree in computer science. And when I came to Canada, well, I already had a work visa when I came to Canada because my wife at that time, she came to study. And when your partner comes to study, you also get a visa to work. So I'm not one of the usual ways that you get a job and then you come to Canada. I was here already. And Van Hack at that time, Van Hack was, they were not recruiters. They were just giving some, they were providing services to help you to build your LinkedIn, your resume, and everything to help you to find a good company here in Canada to help you during the interview process. So in 2016, I arrived in Canada around February, and then I spent 6 months waiting my wife to start the school so I can actually start working. And then 1 week or 2 weeks before she started the college, I started looking for a job. And in the meantime, I was studying. Van Hack was helping me to do my resume, my cover letter, my LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys still have it, but we used to have a course about LinkedIn, around like 10 videos, how to build a professional LinkedIn and a successful profile. Some advices like, remember to post something on LinkedIn every day so you can show your profile on top of the searches. So you need to keep your LinkedIn very active. This is gonna impact a lot on the searches. So when a recruiter is searching for your job position or something, make sure you are in the first page, at least between the 10 top positions. and it's not very hard to do it. And VanHack, I'm grateful for that. And of course, the English interviews practice. Oh, that was awesome. I think that helped me a lot because, well, I had to do interviews here. So I applied for this company called Macho Bear. You can see here, Macho Bear. And I was new here in Canada. I didn't have any Canadian experience, like people say. So I was kind of scared, to be honest, because everything was new. And but I decided to just go, right? So when I applied for this position, this was not my first position. I found a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn. They were sending me to some senior positions, and I was kind of getting frustrated because I was not getting offers for very senior positions. Well, of course, like my English was not that great. My English was still like improving and getting better. I think one of the biggest challenge we have when we come to a country is the speaking, because we as developers, we read documentation in English about languages and libraries. That's fine. We listen to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos in English. I encourage you a lot to do that. That's gonna help you to build a great vocabulary as well. And reading and listening was not a problem. Speaking was the problem. So speaking was the biggest challenge because if you are in your home country, you don't actually practice a lot. So I decided to give one step back in my career, stop applying as a senior developer and looking for intermediate developer positions. So I can get more chances or more offers. That's when I found Macho Bear. So I applied to Macho Bear in 2016, September 2016, and I did one task first. I had to build a website, like an institutional page, very common, HTML, CSS. 2016, jQuery. jQuery was very famous. We used to do. We don't even say that we developed in JavaScript in 2016. We just say, yeah, I'm good in HTML, CSS, and jQuery.
That's true.
We used to think jQuery was a programming language. And then they liked the page that I built. And then I was invited to a second interview, a technical one. The technical one, that was a challenge, like a big one, because that was the part where you have to tell your story, you have to sell yourself. Of course, a lot of practice, write a script, making sure you talk about the main important points. And I met three senior developers.
You have to present your project in your interview? Okay.
No, they reviewed, like previously reviewed my website. They liked. We talked a little bit about the website, but it was not the main point. So, and then we went to technical questions. I remember 3 senior developers interviewing me. To be honest, one of the best developers I ever met. One guy from Russia, from Finland, and my current manager, which is from Palestine. And like, they're great. And normal questions like, can you tell me about MVC? What do you know about CSS3? What do you know about JavaScript? Well, I don't want to talk about some questions because if you guys apply to my company, we might repeat one of the questions. So I don't want to give you the answer right away. But don't worry, those are easy questions. Don't worry. Well, anyway, so I remember the interview was very actually it was funny actually, because they made me feel very comfortable. They knew I was nervous, and they knew about my background, that was going to be my first job. And then my third interview was with the owner of the company. It was more like a personal questions, how I got to Canada, if I have intention to move out to US. I don't know why she asked that, but it was one of her concerns. Um, and then 1 week later, I got the contract to sign.
The offer.
So it was actually very quick. In 8 days, I guess, in total, from the test to the last review, I got the offer, and that was great. I joined the company as an intermediate developer.
Amazing.
I was responding to the other two seniors, and the current project is React Native. I had no experience with React before. I tried Angular before this job, but those are just libraries, right? So it's just a matter of time until you learn, until you get practice with the library. So they gave me this chance. If you know the basic skills like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can learn anything from there. You can learn Node, React, or TypeScript, anything. And then yes. What else? Okay, so I joined the company. I'm still there after 4 years. The company is great. They have a lot of benefits, and now after 4 years,
What was
I
the
got
size of
promoted.
the company at that time? Was a startup?
Yes, so we were a startup, and we were about 10 people, I guess.
Nice.
The dev team was about 4, including me. I mean, the 3 seniors and me. But including the marketing and product owner, designer, I think we were in total like 10 people. Now we are in more than 40 people, including sales. Now we have more people, digital media, social media, right? And yes, and after 2 years, I got promoted to senior. And then the 2 senior developers, they left the company, and they decided to promote me to a lead developer instead of hiring someone from outside, because of my knowledge, my know-how about the product. And today I lead the mobile team, because now we have 2 teams, one for web and one for mobile. My team has 4 developers, including me. And yeah, our app is called Live.Friends. So you can check it out. Yeah, I guess that's in a nutshell.
Amazing. Well, and so wow, I do have a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, so just before that, Camille, if there is any questions, let us know. Otherwise, I'm gonna just go with my questions here.
Yeah.
So,
can I ask some questions that they are just asking here?
Of course.
Yeah, Alexandre was asking about your English. Like, how was it? How you improve it? And what was your experience to get this job abroad?
Sure. So my English was okay. Okay, so what did I study? I did a 2 years English course in Brazil, 2 hours every Saturday, once a week. Those common English courses, right?
Before coming to Canada, right?
Before coming to Canada. But English was something that I really enjoyed. I used to listen to English music. I used to watch English movies with Portuguese subtitle. So I was trying to force myself to get used to language, to vocabulary. But studying itself, only those 2 years. And then I came to Canada. I didn't study here. Only my ex-wife came to study. So that's why Van Hack was important, because I think I practice most inside of Van Hack than my whole like life. Well, when you're in Brazil, you don't actually get to practice the English, right? So when you come here, you can tell like I still have the accent after 4 years. My accent is not perfect. We're never gonna lose the accent. The important thing is just give your idea, make sure that you're clear enough to that people are understanding you. Uh, English is not your biggest problem. Don't worry, that's actually the smallest problem we're gonna have here. I met people from all around the world. In my current job, we have Chinese, Brazilian, Arabic, Taiwanese. Uh, we used to have a guy from Kenya, from Philippines. So we have people from all around the world.
Everywhere. That's the
So
nice thing about Vancouver here, right? It's very multicultural. We meet people from everywhere around the world.
yeah, so sometimes people get afraid to apply for positions because they are not confident about their English. Don't be. Actually, we just want to know about your technical skills. English is something you're gonna get to use as you practice more and more. If you find a job, you're gonna use your English every day. So in 5 months, I practiced more than those 2 years that I did in Brazil. So don't worry. Uh, it's not a big problem. During the interview, we don't evaluate your English. Of course, communication is important, but the main point is gonna be your skills, how you can contribute to the company, also if you're a good fit for the company, like a cultural fit, and that's the thing. Uh, yeah, I would say that's the smallest of the problems. Just apply and try. Actually, it's funny because there are people that has worse English than other people, and they are getting more offers just because they're going after the positions. Uh, don't worry, just keep applying. English is not the biggest problem.
Great.
I see other questions here on the chat about your experience in Brazil. So you mentioned that when you start applying in Canada, you start applying as a senior developer, and then you didn't get a lot of positive responses, right?
Yeah.
Then you decided to give a step back. So how many years of experience you had at that time, and what was your overall experience in Brazil?
So I started developing in 2010. I think I was 33 years old. I consider myself like old, not old developer, but I think I started later than usual developers. So usually people that I met, like greatest developers, they always say, oh, I started developing since like 14 years old, 15 years old. My first website with like 16 years old. No, I was like, I did the computer science. I was not sure about what I was gonna do until my university degree. In 2010, I got a job, my first job as a developer. And my experience come from digital agencies. So most of my experience come from like, okay, I need to build a website that's gonna survive for a few months just to promote a product or an institutional web page. Actually, if you go to my portfolio, I'm sorry, I'm not good at design, but if you go to my portfolio, I'm gonna post the link on the channel.
I checked your portfolio and I loved it.
Okay, really? Okay. I mean, my passion is front end, but I'm not great with design itself. But I did my best. So,
but that was your portfolio website back in 2016?
I actually did this portfolio just to get a job inside Montreal. I didn't have one until I started applying for positions here. So, digital agencies, like we used to work for big companies like Samsung, McDonald's to promote some, I don't know, a new hamburger, or for example, Jameson whiskey. I developed a Facebook app for Jameson where you could choose a T-shirt, so you can customize a T-shirt and maybe get some prize. Havaianas, that's a big company, like the flip-flop company.
Brazil, yes.
Yes. So most of my experience comes from digital agencies. So basically building full stack, PHP, HTML, CSS, and jQuery to make animations, to make transitions, to make the user experience better. And this, when I came to Canada, I was looking for digital agencies. But I decided to, well, when you're here, you open your mind for new opportunities, for new path.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is the first time I actually built a native app, like a mobile app. This is the first time I use React. So I was very fresh about the stack that we have now. And I think it's okay because I had like 2010 to 16, yeah, around 6 years of experience in basic languages, in basic tech stack. So that allowed me to join the company. I actually had to give one step back because I was not confident, also because of my English. Because as a senior, I feel that they were also asking for people to also, how can I say, to do some pair programming with other developers. So like to help junior developers. And I mean, in my case, I decided that it was better to give one step back. That's up to each one. I know senior developers that got the LMIE directly from Brazil and came to, especially to my company. I mean, and they got the senior position right away. So each people is different, each plan is different. So don't compare your plan to anyone's.
Exactly.
You can use as a reference, but your plan is gonna be unique. It's gonna be different from every plan that you're gonna see.
Exactly. And so you mentioned that you didn't know React when you first started, right? You had a lot of experience with JavaScript, jQuery, and things like that. So 2 questions. Did they ask React as in the job description?
No.
No? Okay.
No. But in 2016, the app was still an idea, was still like, it was in the planning phase. Mm-hmm. So they decided about the library, but they said, okay, if you have JavaScript experience, that's enough.
Perfect.
Not a problem. Nowadays, for senior positions, because React is very famous as well, it's hot here in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Companies are using React Native for new projects like nowadays. So React is very hot. So we actually ask for some React experience so you can join and start contributing right away.
Great.
You know, JavaScript is the basic.
Great. And can you tell us more a bit about the technologies that are in high demand in Canada? Another question here from Hannah.
Sure. Well, from what I can tell from my experience, what we use, so like I said, React and React Native, they are still very hot. This is what we use in our company. Also, it's good to learn some basics about DevOps, continuous integration, to automate tests, end-to-end tests, unit tests. This is good. If you have that automated, you don't depend on one person to do that. In your company, we use PHP. We use a library called Falcon as well. That was a decision we made, the backend developer made. Oh, by the way, we have a backend and a front-end developer in our company. They are very distinct positions. Depending on the company, like a startup, they require a full stack because you're going to be the only developer in the company. You're going to lead the whole front projects and sometimes building some Node.js server. But in my company, yes, that's what we use. React Native. We have continuous integration for tests. And yeah, I don't have the whole overview about but from my experience, that's what I can tell.
Great. And so now you're you have a more like a leadership position, right? Where you also participate in the hiring process in your department. So would you tell us a little bit about the process, about your view when you look for a developer? Like, what do you look for?
Okay. So first we have, first in my company, we have a quick call, like 15 minutes call with the product owner. He's gonna give you a brief introduction about the company and ask you some questions. So you can be invited for the next phase, which is the technical interview. Usually when I do the interview, if it's for a senior position, we focus a lot on the technical part. We have a lot of technical questions for React, JavaScript, the normal HTML, and the interesting part is we have around like 40 questions, and of course you're not gonna get right all the 40 questions, which is okay. The questions is just like a thermometer. We just want to know how far you can go, and it's okay if you don't know something. You can just say, sorry, this one I don't know. And some people, they ask the answer like, okay, how would you do that? I mean, I don't know this question, so what would be the answer? And then usually we have a conversation about the question. We explain why the question, everything that's behind it. And we also like when we like to hear what's inside your head. So when I would ask you something, or when you we have like questions that really makes the candidates just think. But we want to hear your thoughts. We want to understand your thinking process. Like, how do you think? How do you approach the problem? So it's fine to talk and think at the same time. We are there to listen to you. And don't get sad if you don't answer everything right. Don't worry. I think no one got all the answers right. Not of the people that we hired, they got right. And sometimes they're very challenging, but don't worry. We just wanna see like how you behave, your thinking process, and of course how far you can go with the technical questions.
Amazing. Yeah, it's very interesting you say you talk about this subject, because it's about communication as well, right? Your ability to communicate your thoughts, the way you solve a problem, or the way you explain why you make some decisions, and things like that. And so I think that's why some of the services we offer at VinHack, like the interview practice, it's very important, because it really gives you the opportunity to practice, right? With other developers and other people, to give them real feedback, or to just have the chance to go through some challenge and explain their solutions or their lines of thoughts, right? So amazing.
Just one thing, one thing is to practice for a conversation in a park with your friends. Another thing is to practice for interview.
Exactly.
Because it's interesting how we sometimes it's easy for some people to speak in a casual conversation, and sometimes it's easy for people to speak in a technical conversation. So you need to get comfortable. So practice a lot, because it's like you need to practice 100 times to get a good like chance, or to use just once. Sometimes you practice 100 times to use just once. So usually the practice like requires more time and time, but you go ready for the interview process.
That's true. Yeah. And then we like to say that preparation is key. It's our core value here, preparation.
Yeah.
It's critical, right? So, all right. So tell us a little bit more about this technical. Like, is it more like a take-home assignment or a whiteboarding, or you guys have the two types of technical questions?
So now we have more like whiteboard. Uh, Actually, the questions they can be answered without writing code. Uh, it's fine. It's more like about logic. So how, like I said, how do you think? How do you approach the problem? Uh, we have actually few questions that you have the chance to write the code. So we don't have the tests anymore to send you like to do at home. The only parts of the technical interview in the whole process is this one interview. We ask the questions. We want to understand your thinking process, your problem solving, how you approach it, and sometimes most of the questions you can just say the answer and it's fine.
Great. And there's a question that I always get. It's about GitHub. So,
Yeah.
so how important is for a developer nowadays to have a GitHub account? Do you guys look for this, or it's not that important?
I think for I'm gonna be honest, for senior positions, GitHub is not a key thing to have. It's not something that we require. But if you are in more like an entry level, if you come to Canada and by chance you have a work visa already and you can just start working on something, and then you accept an entry level position as an intermediate developer like me, yes, it's good to have, especially if you don't have too much experience. I mean, you're gonna highlight your projects. It's nice when someone in the middle of the interview stops us and say, "Can I show you what I did? Can I show you this app that I built to play music while my phone is locked?" I mean, yeah, that's great. It's like, and GitHub, of course, we don't look the code, but we like to see something working. So if you have a website that you built, that's gonna give us a better idea about your passion. I mean, what do you do in your free time? So, especially if you are, like I said, a junior and you don't have a lot of experience to contribute to the company, you're gonna bring passion. So passion is gonna be the key that's gonna make our eyes shine during the interview. So we need to see if you are willing to learn and learn every day until you can actually contribute a lot to the company.
Amazing. Yes. And I see in the chat that there are a lot of people asking about advices for entry-level positions or more like intermediate positions. So passion, guys.
Passion. Yeah.
And that's very important, especially during the interview, right? You show that some soft skills or interests or even leadership skills by showing projects that you've done, or showing a website portfolio, like other apps that you have built. And I think that's special key, right? For the interview. So
of course, just one advice: just make sure everything is ready to present. Make sure the app is working, because we have a limited time. During the technical interview, we have about 45 minutes. So, and sometimes the questions, they demand a lot of time. So just make sure everything is ready. So we're gonna love to see it, and also we value the candidate's time as well. You know, so yeah, that's the one quick advice.
Yeah, that's a great advice. And I've heard that because a job interview, it's always something easy to get nervous, right?
Oh yeah.
because we don't know what's gonna happen, and we don't even if we prepare a lot and we practice, that's gonna help definitely. But there's always that feeling of anxiety, right?
Yes.
And I've heard that it's also good to have a application or something, some side projects to show, because it's something that it helps you to get a little bit more comfortable or confident talking, because it's something that you've done, and and you practice how to explain that, and you kind of like have a little bit more control of something during the interview, right? Exactly. And that actually helps you to get a little bit more comfortable and help the flow of the entire interview to have a little better flow.
Yeah, right? That's correct. So, like, usually you get nervous because you are not sure about what's gonna be the topic for a presentation, for a meeting, for an interview. When you get nervous, it's just because you're not confident enough about what you're gonna say. When you talk about your projects, that's your moments to get very comfortable, because you know exactly what you did. Like, the app is yours, so you wrote every single line of code. So you're gonna get comfortable. So that's why practice is good. So you understand how the interview works, what the recruiters usually they are looking for, what the company is looking for, and it's normal. We also get nervous during the interview. It's funny. It's like a two-way, street, because we also want to make sure the candidate is comfortable so he can talk about his whole experience. Because if he's nervous, he's gonna miss something, and that's gonna be difficult for us to evaluate the candidate. So don't worry, we are nervous as well. We're gonna try to make everything as simple, as calm, as extroverts, and yeah, we try to make it funny sometimes so you can relax. Don't worry, we're not like too harsh. We're actually very easy. Don't worry.
And can you give an advice for the guys that have some issues with NDAs, like they have their projects but they can't show it? What's your advice for those cases?
Well, I understand that sometimes people cannot show like the code. That's important. My suggestion is to build something similar. Use your personal time to create your personal project. Try to build something, I don't know, if you have a nice feature in that project that you really want to show, create a personal project like in your GitHub and try to simulate that, try to show like outside that, which is fine. We also have NDA. We parts of the app we cannot expose, which is fine. We just build something similar, something that you would like to show.
Great. And how about some questions, or how you guys evaluate the culture fit in your company?
Well, it's this part of the interview, when we do the technical interview, or 80% of the interview, it's technical. 20% is fit. So we also try to imagine the candidates within the team, interacting with the team, or who that person could have a better interaction. For example, if we're applying as a front end, we have the mobile and web. But that person would be great fit for mobile because they have a similar the way they think, the way they articulate, the way they solve a problem. So it's not like it's hard to evaluate this kind of thing because it's a lot of feeling. It's more like you have to feel the person. You have to understand the personality of the person. But during the technical interview, I mean, this is like 20%. We have another interview after that with the product owner and the HR manager. Then they want to ask you about your history, your experience. They're gonna ask you about use case or what could you do if something happened and this kind of thing. And once you go to the final interview, the technical part is done, and then I think it's more just be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't try to study how to be a good cultural fit. No, you are who you are. Don't worry if you don't get the position. Sometimes we were not right for you, and sometimes you just need to apply to somewhere else. Don't worry. Like it's just keep trying. Also, you need to feel comfortable inside the company, and we need to make sure you are comfortable inside our company, because we don't want you to get frustrated in a team that you don't enjoy working with them. Don't worry, be yourself. You're gonna find a company that's gonna fit exactly your profile. Uh, that's what I can tell. Just be yourself. It's not like a huge issue.
Amazing. I love that advice. All right. So we still have 10 more minutes, and I know you have a slideshow to present, to share some visual pictures with us. So we'd love to see that, and then we can get a few more questions from the chat.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm gonna share my screen. It's just like a quick overview about my experience here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it's not just about technical and technical and technical. It's also about people. It's about your personal life. I mean, you're coming to Canada. You're not applying to a job in a different city. It's to a different country. So, well, what I was gonna say here is we have this is Macho Bear Studio. This is part of the team. Himant's David's the HR manager. This is me. This is like a summer event that we have every summer. It's like those events to making sure the team is it's connected. We mix the teams, developers, designers, and sales all in one single team, so we can interact more. We have a Christmas tree at the end of the year. We have Secret Santa. I can't post pictures about the Christmas party because what happens in the Christmas party stays there. So it's very funny. We talk about the Christmas party during the whole year until the next Christmas party.
Amazing.
So the company they really tries to give back all the effort you are giving to the company. This is during St. Patrick's Day. We have games and drinks. We carve pumpkin during the Halloween. So we have like a lot of teams. So this is what's like work in a Canadian company. They really want to make you feel comfortable in a good place. They want to understand your Also your problems, like, because it's very hard to leave your problems outside the company, because you are one single person. You are, like, I am Andrea. There is no Andrea developer, Andrea personal life, it's just me, Andrea. So they are very open to hear your questions, your concerns. uh, I want to mention about this program. ISS of BC is an institution. They help immigrants. You need to have a PR to join a course here. This is when I did a course called Advanced Literacy and Essential Skills at Work. Basically, it's a course that they teach you how the Canadian company work, because we are coming from many, many countries. We have different cultures. The way you work in a country could be very different here in Canada. So this is a course to make sure everybody is aligned. They understand what are the expectations from the Canadian company. How do you approach a problem? I mean, sometimes we approach problems in different ways according to your nationality. Sometimes you just speak it out loud. Sometimes you just keep to yourself. And here in Canada, they are always open to hear you, to listen. And so I suggest this course if you are coming with a PR, or if you get the PR after you're here. They have limited positions. They do interview for each person, because they have a lot of applications, but they only have this course, I guess, twice a year. It's a 3-month program, but I met great people here. You're gonna meet people from everywhere. So here I have a Mexican. This guy is from Mexico, from Russia, from South Arabia. This guy is from Taiwan. So anyway, it's a very good environment. I suggest this institution if you need help here in Canada. And here, for this is my family. My family didn't like the idea about me moving to another country. Uh, I was gonna be honest. They didn't give me a lot of support, but they understood. My mom always said, "No, please come back. Your home is here," and blah blah blah. But it just took her one trip to Canada to change her mind. So this is my mom, my aunt, and my nephew, and this is my sister.
Wow,
So
that's super cool.
And this is one of the greatest moments I had here, is to actually show to show my family how is my life here. I'm fine. I'm okay. Canada, I mean, is giving me all the support I need to stay here. Uh, and don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Your family is gonna understand after you bring them here, and then you go to a hike with them. Also, want to talk
Great.
about the people that you meet here. I think that makes the whole
Your
difference, because
friends, yeah.
exactly, friends. It's the people that you meet here that makes the whole difference. So that's what's gonna make you uh, stay here longer. Remember why you came here. Uh, well, if you don't see me coding, most probably I'm gonna do snowboarding or hiking. I never did snowboard before, and that became my passion since day one. And this is my friends; they are always with me, and that's the family we have here. And a lot of people, they come here to. We have two kinds of people: the ones that they want to talk, they want to find people like them, only people like them, and people that don't want to find people from their country at all. I say, keep your mind open. Just try to find good people from anywhere. If you need anything from me, you can contact me through LinkedIn or Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. It's Andres Souza 4. Um, I'm open to any questions, so feel free to reach me. And that's all I have. Oh, and this picture. Okay.
Oh my God!
I
When you first
yes. So
landed.
I came from a time
Yeah.
where Ilya used to receive each Van hacker here in Canada.
Guys, if you
So
guys don't know, this guy next to Andre is Ilya, the CEO of our company of Van Hack. Yeah.
so this picture is
Awesome.
it's like it's golden for me because not everybody has this one. And I'm proud to have this picture. So Ilya was like very excited to meet me here in Vancouver. This was like, I think I arrived in February 13 here in Canada, and that picture was only 10 days after I got here in Canada. So he was like, "Man, I need to meet
At
you."
the Vancouver Library, right? I can see from the
Exactly.
background.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
the Vancouver Library. So that's why I'm very thankful for Van Hack for everything they did for me, especially Ilya. I met him in person. A great person with a big heart, and he has this desire to help as many people as possible. And I will my schedule, my doors will always be open for Van Hack. Whenever they need me, I'm gonna be here. This is not my first video I do for Van Hack. I did one like 1 week after I got my current job. If you go to YouTube in 2016, you're gonna find it. Um, and yeah, and thanks for Ilya, especially Ilya, and for everything that made this possible.
Amazing, Andre. Oh my goodness. Such an inspiring story. And it's awesome to see pictures and, this um, and to see not only because sometimes the people they focus too much on the interview, on the technical things, but it's a life, right?
It's
You got to enjoy the whole process when you're
exactly.
preparing, when you're getting here. Before that, like the whole process, find something to enjoy all the time.
Yes, that's true.
Friends, the new country, the new culture. There's so many things to
New hobbies.
New
exactly.
hobbies. Yeah,
New
Great.
sports.
hiking and snowboard was like something that I never did before. And here, well, British Columbia, we can
Mhm.
say is the best place on the whole world. That's what people say here,
Exactly.
and that was like great for me. And yeah, that's what I can tell. And like and what you said, like enjoy the journey. You're gonna have bad and good moments all the time. Maybe you're gonna get rejected in an interview, but it's not about the reject that you get. It's about the one yes that you receive. You're just looking for a yes, and it's okay to get few no's, and sometimes after, like,
It's
you can
part of the
apply
growth,
later.
right?
Yeah, it's part of the growth. And one thing I like to say is like about enjoying the journey. Here in Canada, all the four seasons, they are very well defined: summer, winter, spring, and fall. And each one has something special. And don't complain about the rain during the whole year, or don't complain about the snow during the spring, or sorry, don't complain the snow about during the winter.
Yes.
And don't so like, oh, I miss the sun during the winter, or for example, I say sometimes I miss the snow during the summer. It's fine.
I
Just
don't.
okay. Well, I miss so much. uh, just enjoy that season. Okay, if it's winter, go for snowboard, ski, or cross country thing.
Mm.
Summer, go to the beach, Kitsilano, or if it's spring, go to the gardens. If it's autumn or fall, man, you're gonna find some beautiful places to take pictures. Those red leaves, the Canadian red leaf, that's like awesome.
Amazing. Andre, again, thank you so much. It was amazing. stay here for one more hour, but we need to get to work. But
sure.
thank you so much for sharing all the details about your life and your professional and this entire journey. And I think that's very important. Sometimes we need that inspiration to keep going, right? So thank you so much, guys, for joining us today as well, for all the questions. And we're all about the community. We have a Slack group for our entire community. If you're a premium member, we also have a exclusive premium Slack account. So we keep all the success cases there to keep our community engaged as well, and to share other amazing stories there, and then everyone can learn from each other. So that's we're all about the community, all about the collaboration, sharing, and helping each other to grow and to.
I forgot one thing. Yes, I saw a question here. We are hiring, okay?
Yeah.
We actually, I am not the only Van Hacker inside my company. We have 2 other developers there, and one got an LMIA directly from Brazil, thanks to Van Hack. That was Otávio, and we have Ricardo there. So apply. Van Hack is gonna help you. They have they have the direct contact from the HR manager in your company. So feel free to apply. We hire backend developers, front-end developers. We have QA, DevOps. Go check our website, machobear.ca, and you're gonna find the positions there.
Awesome.
Amazing. And yes, and don't forget to create your Van Hack profile. It's very similar to LinkedIn, or it's kind of like a resume where you put your background, your goals, and everything, and start applying for jobs today. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Camila.
Thank you, guys.
And if you guys have any other questions, please contact us through. We have a lot of emails, right? But like, if contact vanhack.com or Slack. So please reach out to us. And thank you so much again. I hope to see you soon, guys, at Premium or at our Van Hack community. And I hope to interview more and more success cases in the future. Thanks so much, André, and let's keep in touch.
Okay, thank you so much for everybody. Yes, let's keep in touch.
Bye, guys. Great weekend to you all.
Bye.
And we're going to share the link of this webinar later in our community and upload to our YouTube as well. Bye.
Bye, guys.